Hey guys, Charles Short Reviews here, and today we're going to be reviewing the Transformers Kingdom Deluxe Class Cheetor. Obviously, again, this is the third part of the War for Cybertron trilogy. So yeah, here he is in his Cheetor glory. Got him yesterday, and yeah, really excited when I saw him. I was like, oh no, am I ever going to find this guy? And I did, luckily, because, well, as you guys may or may not know, judging by only one review I've done, it's been pretty hard to find Kingdom figures, though I did get a lot for a bit. Some other figures, I will review those. I got all the core class now. Obviously Optimus, Rat Trap, not Cheetor, Vertebrae, and then I obviously do have Cyclonus, and I do have Warpath. But I'll review that maybe next week. Who knows? So yeah. Here is Cheetor. Now, before we take a look at his Cheetah mode, let's take a look at the card I got with him. Now, obviously, your figure may vary on what card you get, but obviously these are the golden disc cards, and I was kind of disappointed because, like, now that this is like my first duplicate, it's Black Arachnia, and it is the same one as the one I got with Cyclonus. So unfortunately, yeah, I kind of let down, but yeah, let me make sure, because there's two different ones of Black Arachnia. Yes, it's the same one, or she's a maximal. So, kind of let down, but thankfully I got another one with Warpath. I will show that again off in my review of him. But until then, let's go with Cheetor. Let's see that nice head sculpt. Very nice head sculpt. Definitely does look like a cheetah. Obviously, it's got the orange eyes, but I can't complain. All around pretty good, the spots and everything. Yeah. And then articulation, the head does not move, but his jaw does. Very wide, in fact. Obviously because of transformation, but you can always do his shock, surprise looks. It's like, oh. And you could get him in good poses because he's cheetah. I mean, his proportions are very good. This is probably like one of the best cheetahs in the Transformers line that we've gotten. Like, proportion-wise, obviously, there's the Masterpiece one, but also we know the alt modes for those aren't that great. But in here, they did a great job cleaning up. I mean, yeah, the feet kind of stick out, and but all around, pretty good. Obviously blue on here, but again, what can you do? It's been a thing for 25 years. 25 years, jeez. This has been around for that long, but yeah. Yes, it is 25 years. That's why they're also including them in this Kingdom line. But yeah, very cool. Alright, and then obviously his arms do move. Very big thing. Oh yeah, big gaps in here. Obviously, this is probably going to be upgrade kits to fill those gaps. But I mean, they hide them pretty nice. So, all around, and then the paws have lots of articulation as well. The elbows, very limited, but cheetahs don't move that much with their limbs, and a little less here as well. But it does bend due to transformation. And same movement with the paws. So kind of limited, no head, but you get some arms and nice paw articulation as well. So, for comparison, here is with the original Beast Wars Cheetor mold. Obviously, this is not Cheetor. Before you go in the comments and tell me he's not yellow, he like that weird yellow he has stripes on spots. This is actually the Tigertron repaint, but I never got hold of the Cheetor. Like, I could have just gone even, but I just never gotten to do it yet. Yeah, this is also the original mold, and you can definitely see how they fixed this. This, for the alt mode wise, this definitely does fit Tigertron more. Because again, that's more Tiger proportion, so that's kind of why I wasn't gonna go too crazy with the original Beast Wars Cheetor, because alt mode wise he was meant to be Tigertron. Robot mode wise, well, Cheetor obviously you'll see on the robot mode. I did review that one years ago, so yeah. There's some I haven't reviewed. So. Well, anyways, let's get down to transformations. Obviously, but this is pretty tight. Oh man! Oh no, parts for me. Yeah. And what's interesting about this is it's similar to the weapon of the Transmetal Chewer. I do have that one, but I don't think we have the tail. and then I don't know the tail. Oh, and I originally got it. So. And then next, flip down the feet, and straighten out the legs, and then flip out the other foot here. Just gotta get that all nice and neat. So there you go, and then well, that was unexpected. Anyways, yeah, sorry for that. Too subtle, so I'm not gonna edit it out. But anyways, so yeah, once we got the legs there, this kind of looks odd. But next, you just want to simply kind of separate the arms because it's pretty hard to get in from the sides. So you just kind of do that, and it helps they get that out. Then swivel the biceps this way, and then swivel the hands so it's positioned like this. And you want to untab it from here, so you know when you transform him from robot to cheetah, you just gotta simply have this little section here kind of clip in. Doesn't attach, but yeah. And then let's do the same here. Then next, well, lower this down so it reveals the head. Now, I'm not the only one, I don't think, but the peg did kind of come off, like the tab that would kind of fit in here. It still fits in fine because it kind of just clicks in, so you don't really need it. So it's a minor QC thing, but yeah. Now, slowly, you gotta position it like this, so this thing would go in Cheetah's mouth. Ouch. But yeah, you tab that in, and then there you go. They did a good job with that instead of having like the masterpiece have the faux cheetah head. So good thing that they actually gave him the real cheetah head. And then rotate the head around, and then this is probably my favorite part. You just clip this in, and you just get you 2 clicks, and then you just kind of simply take that in. That I really do like. I don't know why. Yeah. And then on the instructions, which I do have, but not right in this table, but they, and even in the box, they have it like this. Now, slowly, those who have watched the original Beast Wars cartoon, the cheetah arm kibble was crossed, the legs crossed. So, yeah, that was more screen accurate. I personally like doing that. It was kind of a little bit of a struggle to keep it in a nice symmetrical position, but it is something you can do, so yeah. So once you get all that done, there you have Cheetor in his robot mode. His feet are so tiny, especially with all this kibble here, but there you have him in his robot mode. And I gotta say, Hasbro's really been nailing it with these new Beast Wars styled figures. Like, this is what we've wanted probably since the Prime Wars trilogy, because they gave us different kinds of figures here and there. Like, they did give Empower the Primes a figure that I did want then, but now I don't care as much, especially with these new Kingdom ones, but still kind of want. But was the obviously Optimal Optimus from Power of the Primes. Did see it once, but I never got hold of it. But oh well, it is what it is. But as you can see, here is Cheetor. Now, obviously, the yellow is brighter in person, just on camera here. So probably because it's overshadowed by the blue, which, yes, people do complain. I will say maybe it's a little too bright, I guess. I don't know. But I don't mind it. And there is leaked photos, no official word yet, on a Netflix Cheetor. I mean, by this point, we've seen different people get a hold of it from the factory, so it's pretty much official by this point. It does look nice. It has green eyes on here, which it's basically this, which is a great mold, and having a even more cartoon accurate colors. I was like, yeah, I'm signed for this. People are like, well, why don't you just wait for that? It's like, well, I'm basically a collector. I gotta collect as much as I want, and this figure alone looks nice. Now, something that does actually kind of, it's kind of, I mean, not really frustrating as much, but just kind of like, oh man, is that they didn't give, that his weapon of choice is the tail weapon, which, as you know, or the tail whip. Now, as you know, in the cartoon, he had a gut gun, pretty much. And it wasn't until he took his transmetal form that he had the tail weapon. Obviously, he didn't have this, so it was more mechanical. So I do like the homage, but I just wish I wanted the gut gun. And that is something that the original one was better. I know this is Tigertron, but still. But, yeah. But anyways, yeah, I didn't put it all the way. I don't want to do it all the way so I don't scratch up all the paint. You could also put it this way. But articulation, his head is on the ball joints, so you can get real nice movement. You can look up, you can look down. Not really. But you can look side to side. And yeah, so very good with the head. Oh, there we go. And then I got focus on here. He does have nice arm articulation. Full 360 kind of gets in the way with all this back kibble here. Bicep swivel and nice elbow. And he does have wrist articulation. Oh yeah, he kind of does have some kibble in his hands. That's probably one of my only issues as well. Is that he's got, I mean, he's overall okay, but the arms kind of don't look great. But, yeah. And then he does have a nice waist articulation as well. And also he does have that flap. I think that was pretty clever. Like, he had that waist flap thing that he had in the cartoon and on the toy, original toy. So I do like how they add that, even though that doesn't have to do transformation. I just like how it still moves, so you can get some nice feet movements. So they can go bow like that, and then doesn't do as much because there's not as much clearance in the back as you can see, but you can just kind of kick out a little more, and it kind of gets a, I don't know, bend at the knee, and so swivel here for some reason. And this is probably my favorite part. The feet do move in a nice direction. They pivot pretty tight, and then they go back and forth real, just, that's probably why he fell in the first place when they did that. Because again, he's kind of got tiny feet, and he's got these chunky legs here, especially with the feet. But they do a job kind of folding that up, so it fits in relatively well. So yeah, very, very cool looking Cheetor and articulation. So now for comparison, here he is with the original Cheetor figure. It is the Cheetor mold, but it's the Tigertron version of it. Because, well, obviously in the show, he was basically Cheetor, had a different face, much larger, and, well, had a completely different alt mode. That's something I gotta give good credit to the Masterpiece one. They did actually remember that he's much bigger and much taller. Now, of course, here, as you can see, again, he's got the gut gun here. He got the guts on there. And it's not just some funny little thing that they did. That was on the show, unless that, in turn, was a funny thing that they added. Yeah, it wouldn't be cool if they had that, because, I mean, why would this be your only weapon? But there's probably alternatives to that. There's obviously going to be a bunch of 3D makers like designing their own. There's going to be some, you could take some from other figures. I know there's going to be an RED or Red Transformers figure, basically the robot hands design at Walmart. I've mainly stayed away from those, but there's only 3 that I want. The RC because it looks cool, Cheetor because, well, kind of looks cool, but the gut gun, of course, that's basically it. He does come with the gut gun in that, so quite interesting for that. And I did see a review, and it can go in his hand, and of course starts from his coordination gear. Yeah. And then finally, here he is with Cyclonus, the only other Kingdom figure I've reviewed. And yeah, that does scale pretty nice. I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe it'd be much larger. I don't know. But so there you have that. So there you have the Transformers War for Cybertron Trilogy Kingdom Deluxe Class Cheetor. And honestly, I think he is well worth the pickup. He is very fun. Much fun than I thought. Like, when I first saw the images, like, and I still do agree on this. When I first saw him, like, oh my gosh, Optimus Primal. Oh my gosh, Megatron. Cheetor. He looks fine. Like, I think he's much better in person. Like, he is a fun figure to transform, I will say that. And all around very fun. But obviously, again, not as accurate looking as, let's say, Optimus Primal. But again, there's going to be that Netflix one if you want to pass up. But if that's all fake, then oops. But until then, I think you guys really should pick up this guy. But anyways, that's all I have to say for that. And make sure you guys Like, subscribe, comment, share for more. Comment down below what you guys think of this figure. Do you guys think he is good, mediocre, or bad? Let me know down below. And bye.